I'm convinced that we all have zoochosis and the world is not ready to talk about it. If you don't know what zoochosis is, it's basically a form of mental illness that animals get from being in a zoo, from having a repetitive lifestyle that is not natural to them. Now, animals don't show any of this sort of behavior out in the wild. This is primarily only to animals that are kept in zoos. Sometimes they will circle the same place. They will just do behavior that they don't do in the wild. And what do most humans do? Basically live in a zoo. Everyone's been forced to work jobs that they don't want to work in. And it even starts as young as our kids. We send them off to school to literally learn all day in an unnatural environment to them. It's literally programming our mind a specific way. And now I believe we are all suffering mentally because of this. I believe things like anxiety and depression are different symptoms to the same mental illness because we are not meant to be living this way.
I hate how we buy food just to shit it out. Like, bruh, what the fuck? Like you're telling me I literally gotta pay for some shit that I'm literally gonna shit out? Like, my shit isn't even going anywhere. It's not even going to the ground, like, for good soil and everything, but just going in the toilet to a fucking waste dump. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least serve it a good purpose. I mean, other than making my taste buds do the Irish jig for a little bit, but, like, damn.
We just woke up. We were laying here talking for so long. But we have to tell you this. Yeah. Okay, think about, I was saying this analogy for why we come to the human realm. Mm-hmm. And think about this. Think about your favorite song. You listen to your favorite song all fucking day. You love that song. But you never hear any other songs.
Never.
So you don't know, you like love it, but
yeah.
like you don't really know how good it is. Yeah. You forget how good it is. So AKA we come to the earth realm to turn on the bad songs, the weird songs, the crazy songs.
Yep.
And then we're like, okay, it's time to go remember my favorite song. So then when you go back to the spirit realm, when you turn on your favorite song again, it's so fucking banging because you heard all the weird, shitty, crazy songs.
Exactly.
And that's why we come here.
Yeah.
And also, say what you were saying.
Also, too, this...
She's picturing this.
Yeah. When we die, we could go anywhere. We could be in a black abyss. We could be in a past life. We could be in a new life. We could go to a different dimension. We could be an alien. We could be a particle. We could be literally a flower. Literally whatever it is. Okay. But at the same time, it's like, this would be fucking funny if we died and we like go up to like our spiritual guides or whoever it is.
Literally, like, I'll find you. We're literally gods.
And we're like, yo, that was fucking crazy. Why the fuck did you like take my dad away? And like, why the fuck did you like do all this crazy shit?
Yeah,
and just laugh
and, like,
about it.
like,
because this is a joke and this is funny.
I think we literally planned some things.
Yeah.
Like say you, okay, I don't know what got really morbid, but like, first, I'll just use taking your dad away
But
as an
you
example.
know what I mean,
like,
though.
you literally
Yeah.
pop out here in the spirit realm to like your dad's spirit
Yeah.
guide, and you were like, yo, like, leave.
You-
Like,
yeah.
it'll teach me some
Exactly.
things. And then you came down here and you're like, fuck, like, my dad left me, but you're
Yeah.
gonna go back up and be like, yo, thanks for leaving me. That really taught me a lot.
Or like fucking like embarrassing shit that happened to you in the lifetime where you go back and you're like, yo, fucking remember that
like,
shit? That
my
made me
car
so-"
exploded.
Yeah. Or like something that like terrible that happened and you're like, yo, that was fucking, and then you just laugh about it. Like you're just laughing about
and
it.
you're like, okay, next life, like, I'm gonna deal with this shit. Like,
yeah, you're like, then you're gonna put yourself through some crazy shit. Like, that's the fucking funny part. It's like, we could literally go up and be like, oh my god, hey guys.
And I feel like that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think we plot, like, we're up there plotting, and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, like, I literally think I'm like, okay, in this life, I want to be like heard more. Mm-hmm. So then we like come to Earth literally blind because we want to be heard. And it's like, yo, you took that really fucking far for me to be heard.
Yeah.
But like, but thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it fucking works. So it's like, it's so fucking, also too, but that's the same thing with law of attraction. When you fucking manifest or whatever it is, yeah, you can manifest that specific thing that you want, but it'll come back to you in a completely different form.
Oh,
you know
like
what I mean?
karmic. Like,
Karmic,
you could
yeah.
literally, like, in this life, like, you literally have the shittiest life, you're so depressed, and then the next life you live the best life because you needed the karmic.
Exactly.
The karmic circle.
Exactly.
Anyways, that's all.
That's our...
Just because you're not hating out loud doesn't mean you're not a hater. Understand that someone else winning is not your loss. The world is predicated on abundance. It's not zero sum. Someone else winning is simply confirmation from the universe that achieving that thing that you want, is possible for you too. It's just proof that it's possible for you too. Cheer people on. Cheer people on behind their backs. Cheer people on in your head. Because feeling envious or feeling like, why do they have what they have? They don't even deserve it. Like I could, you know what I mean? You're simply operating in the vibration that you don't have the thing, and you're just pushing the thing further away from you. You're doing yourself a disservice. Cheer people on as if that's your family member, as if it's you, And watch your world change. Being a lover is so much fun.
Somebody on here said when they lost control of white peasants, they had to get slaves. When they lost their slaves, they took that same system and created careers. Now they got us working in career fields with a white lady overseeing our projects. And it's not funny. Actually, that hurt my feelings. But it tied into something else I seen, which is like how we don't have third places no more, right? Our first place will be home. Our second place will be work. But the real world getting so expensive, nobody trying to go to no cafe, library to socialize. So people's third place is starting to become social media. Bro, I feel like that's why critical thinking is so low on the internet, because in real life, there's always like a subtle threat of violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if I say certain things to you, there is like an invisible line. If I cross it, you might punch me in the mouth. And that's just life. If you tell me a traumatic story and I'm like, story time? Story time is not true. You might just pop me in the mouth, and that's valid. Or like if I say, oh, never showering or showering every 2 weeks, 3 weeks is dirty of you. You understand context clues to not tell me something crazy like, well, what about people with no ankles that are allergic to water? Huh? That's pretty discriminatory of you. Or like, I see this one girl on here. She was like, while you're young, you should enjoy your life. Just do new things, because once you get older, you might not be able to. People in her comments blowing her up. That's so ableist of you. Like, have you ever considered people with glass bones and paper skin? Have you ever thought about how they feel? Bro, people will come up with the craziest examples to avoid accountability. Like, we've got to get back to critical thinking and context clues. But I don't even blame nobody. I blame capitalism.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't get an award for predicting you're gonna get hurt before it happens. It hurts just the same. Live your life.
So I've been working on befriending my inner critic. She comes through like, oh my goodness, that was so stupid. Why did you do that? And I'm like, baby, why are you speaking to me this way? Well, you fucked up. Look at you. What are you trying to protect me from right now? Why is it so bad? She tells me what she's trying to protect me from. And I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Was there any mistake that happened here that can't be fixed? Was there any damage that we caused here that can't be repaired should we need to? And she's like, okay, yeah, I get your point. I guess we can do that. But why do we keep fucking... Baby, we're human. Aren't we going to make mistakes? But it's my job. It's my job to protect us from making those mistakes. That's true. And I appreciate the feedback from you. But can you do me a favor? What? Can you give me that feedback respectfully, please? Okay, I'll try to do that. Thank you.
If you saying that you're real and only mean things come out of your mouth when you're being real, then maybe you're not real. Maybe the only thing that you are is a real bully.
If you struggle with self-love, listen to what I just read. Your purpose in life is not to love yourself, but to love being yourself. If your goal is to love yourself, then your focus is directed inward towards yourself, and you end up constantly watching yourself from the outside, disconnected, trying to summon the correct feelings towards yourself, or fashion yourself into something you can approve of. If your goal is to love being yourself, then your focus is directed outward towards life, on living, and making decisions based on what brings you pleasure and fulfillment. Be the subject, not the object. It doesn't matter what you think of yourself. You are experiencing life. Life is not experiencing you. Whoa.